What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a second episode of the map edit series. And what we do in the map edit series is we're going to just edit a random map each time, or a different map each episode. And we're going to try to do this in hopefully an hour or less than an hour. If we go a little bit overboard, not a big deal. And if you happen to be working on some projects in the map editor, feel free to load up the editor and, in a way, edit along with me. If not, I hope you enjoy the video. So I was thinking today we'd go ahead and probably do maybe a nice little simple farm. So this is going to be kind of close to Far Cry 5. And we're going to choose some grass. And I'm going to go ahead and put down a nice little house and maybe a barn. Let's type in house large. Let's give them a pretty large house to live in. And I don't know, where's that one farmhouse at? Let's just type in house. There it is. Okay, so we'll go ahead and... Do they have one that's closed? Just need a closed one. I don't think they do. Roof large. Okay, we'll go ahead and we'll stick with this one. We don't want to be too picky about it. And what I'm going to do is add a barn. Let's give them a barn. I like this old school barn. Maybe we'll do this one. Really old school barn. It's seen some years. Alright, and then we'll go ahead and we need to give them a little driveway. I'm going to go ahead and add some dirt. I'm going to increase the hardness a little bit and the speed to maximum. And I'm just going to go ahead and create a little road or dirt path down maybe to the entrance, maybe to there. Okay, and you know, I think we'll go ahead and we'll do a little stream right here, and maybe there's a bridge that crosses over. Let's increase that speed. Maybe increase the hardness, that way we can get lots of little different bumps and little rough edges here and there. We'll go ahead and curve it off. Now we're not going to be worrying about AI or scripting in this series, because that takes quite a bit of time, and we will be here for many hours trying to sort all that out. Okay, so not very perfect, but it'll do. Let's go ahead and add a lake. And I'm just going to plop that right there. Increase the size. And then we'll go ahead and widen that. And that is way too high. Let's just draw that down. Or drag that down, not draw it down. Alright, let's make a nice little bridge. I'm thinking we'll do generic shapes. Let's put these generic shapes to some good use. We'll type in generic. Oh wait, it's not called generic. Actually, the best way to get generic shapes is type in 100, or depending on what you're looking for. Usually, if you're looking for the height, type that in first by whatever size you're looking for. But I think, you know what, we'll do that. 100 by 400. We'll do that, and we'll do this wall right here. Actually, no, we'll do this one. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and snap, rotate that. Then what I'm going to do is add a floor right here. So we'll probably do 800 by 100. See if, yep, there it is. And I'll go ahead and snap to that, do a snap rotate. So I'll try to get this in the middle of the road here. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, I could have used a much bigger generic shape wall or floor instead of having it in pieces like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and choose a texture. I'm thinking stone, some type of stone. Oh, I grabbed the lake. We need to freeze that. That way we don't keep selecting it when we're dragging. Okay, stone. We'll go down to... Oh, I actually like that. Perfect. Okay, and I actually want a little bit of angle on this going up. Okay, and then maybe we'll do a couple of adjustments, creating maybe like some sort of arch. And then maybe one more. Oops, there we go. A little too much there. Okay, and then I think that's good. I'm gonna go ahead and select the whole thing. We'll grab this end, duplicate, 360 spin around, or actually 180. And then we'll connect it like that. We'll bring this terrain over just a little bit. And then I'm going to take my smooth tool. Actually, we need to go further in to the bridge to kind of compensate for that smoothing. That way it meets up perfectly there. And then if you want, you can lower the speed and make a couple of little rough areas right here to get that roughness back. Okay. And then let's take a look at this. I actually think this might be raised a little bit. I'm going to take my raise and lower tool, and this just raises the terrain, and if there's any sort of elevation or dips in this radius, it will not be changed, but the entire radius will be raised up. So it's good if you ever have to raise the entire map for whatever reason, and you don't want to make, or you're worried that there might be any changes to the your landscape that you've developed. Okay, let's go ahead and raise this up. How high do we want to go? I don't think we want to go too high. That looks just right. We'll leave that. Alright, let's go ahead and raise our barn. There we go. Okay. And let's flatten this area out. Let's create a flat area going out with these arms. And then we'll take our ramp tool. I'm just going to smack all the way down here. Okay. And we'll just do that for the rest of this. So maybe there's a, maybe these are like fields. All right. Okay. Looking somewhat decent so far. Still have quite a bit of work to do. Fill that in really quick. We have a little dip right here. Let's get rid of that. Okay, now I'm going to take the smooth tool, speed it up, and I'm just going to smooth out these areas and make them look somewhat more natural. Okay. Now if this is going to be a field, then we need to put some hay bales there. Type in hay. Round. Yeah, we'll do that. I'm going to turn on add multiple objects so that way we can just quickly add these around. You know, I think they actually have a scarecrow in here that we can put up. So let's do that. Scare. We'll type in scare. And oh, look at that. Does he have a face? Doesn't look like it. Alright. Put him in a couple of different areas. There we go. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and add some track or pathway on this little road here. We'll go to our roads. We'll do add, and we'll do gravel dry. There we go. And we'll need to widen this. We don't want it to be too wide. Alright. Okay. So what I'm going to do is establish the outer areas. So I'm thinking this entire farm is probably going to be surrounded by hills. Let's try to make some nice hills. I'm going to lower the hardness down just a little bit, and I'm going to create some random hills. Whoops. Let's increase that speed. Just go all the way around. Ooh. Keep flicking the mouse too fast. Okay. It looks like we're getting somewhere there. And then I'm just going to smooth out all these rough areas. I don't like having really rough terrain. Unless it's necessary. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Now another thing that I like to do, because sometimes the smooth tool is just too slow, even at full speed, I take the Flattened Tool and I lower the speed on that, and usually I'll lower the hardness pretty low. And do the like alternate tool. I don't know what the name is. I guess you could say it's like flatten smooth, and usually on PC it's control. I don't know what it is on console, but it's much quicker. As you can see, it's creating nice smooth little areas, and if it looks too flat, then let the smooth tool take care of the rest. And that's usually what I do for the most part. All right. Let's go ahead and add some vegetation. We'll do, I'm thinking maybe some, maybe pine trees. Should we do pine trees? I kind of want to do a mixture of pine trees and some like yellowish trees. Give it like a fall color. We actually got quite a bit of land back here. Now this could be considered outside the map, and the player's not going to really come over here and take a look to see what's going on. But we just want to fill it up with trees. Okay. Okay, so we're slowly getting somewhere. Let's add another bit of vegetation here, ponderosa, and we'll just do some mixture here and there. That way it's not all the same thing. Just doing a couple of quick clicks, freaking out the editor. Just doing random clicks anywhere. Okay, starting to thick it up there. And let's go ahead and choose, I think it's under trees. Let's get some of these nice golden trees here and there. Ooh. Okay, we're starting to get a little too much there. I'll lower that radius down, that way we're not putting too much. Oops. Well, I'm thinking those two are just gonna stay there. Okay. All right. Just add a little bit there. Okay. Now I'm gonna take the texture tool and create some little like disturbed areas. So I'm just going to be putting down some of that, and then I'm going to be removing it as well. Okay, now obviously we're going to have more foot traffic around here because of the farmer. So we'll go ahead and add some disturbed areas here. And then we can also remove any access that we don't really want. I think this needs a nice little tree. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and put an archway right here. Let's see, arch, or some sort of. Oh yeah, here we go. Perfect. I like the eagle. Alright, we'll put that there. Now we need to have a fence going all the way up this path. Let's take a look at all the fences that we got. Let's type in fence W. So for fence wood. And let's see. So we have to ask the question, how old is this place? You know? Ooh, I like this. We'll go ahead and attach it to there. And then what we're going to do is we got to bring it all the way up. Yeah, I figured I duplicated that twice. Okay, so we're starting to get a little off-road here. And we're starting to get a little too high as well. We need to drop that back a little bit there. And this is a pretty wide little road, little driveway. It's for all the heavy equipment this farmer needs. All the supplies. Now I think we're starting to get a little too high. So I might need to... Ooh, I don't actually know what just happened there, but it was an accident and we might keep it. Yeah, maybe not. Let's go ahead and attach it to that one and just even it out. Okay. Now we're starting to get a little high again. Okay. Now you can go, of course, into much more detail and different angles, and you can make one fence kind of tilt out of place like it's been hanging there over time, if you'd like. But for time, we're just gonna run through this as quick as we can. Yeah, we're starting to get a little crazy there. There we go. A little adjustment. We'll do 3 at a time this time, since we're hitting a sharp turn here. And I think probably here is where we'll go ahead and maybe add a gate. Let's type in gate. A good old farmer's gate. And should we double that? Let's go ahead and double that. So I'm gonna have to flip this around now, so that way the main post is reaching out towards that gate and holding on to it. Okay. Let's lower that a little bit. Yeah. Maybe we did that a little too much. Okay. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the entire fence. Now the fence is not going to face the same way, but it's not a big issue for now. And I'm just going to duplicate it and slot it all over. And it might be off in some areas. We actually have a gap here, so that gives us an idea. Let's do this. Oh, he's got to fix it now. It has came undone. Something has came through here and destroyed this little fence. Alright. Yeah, we'll probably do a double on this side too. He's got to get in this side of the field somehow. Okay. Let's take a look here. I wanna add another big old hill right here. That might be a little too large, but I wanna also raise that up. I'm kind of thinking about removing some of the trees and just having a couple of little areas that have little trees. Now these are good because they kind of look like they're really far away because they're so small. And then you could like add grass or whatever. I'm gonna go to backdrops. Maybe we're in a place where up in the mountains it gets pretty cold. So we have alpine. And I always like going down at a first person type view just to see what it all looks like. What about snow? I don't know. It's almost too snowy. Let's go back to the original there. So I don't mind that all too much. I'm gonna go ahead and put some trees down here. Maybe it gets a little thicker right here. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and apply some disturbed dirt here. And also then we're just going to get rid of it really quickly. Quick shakes, quick shakes. Yeah, you see that? We have like an obvious circle. Let's get rid of that. Alright. Not too bad. Now we know this fence goes right through here. But the player's not going to be going in there, so we're not going to really worry about it. Now this farmer needs a tractor. Let's go ahead and get a tractor in here. Oh, I spelled tractor wrong. Goodness. There we go. Alright. Alright, we'll just... Maybe his old lady called him to dinner across the field. And, he had to leave his tractor out there and go eat. Let's give him another one. Let's put that there. And we need to give him a truck, too. Let's give him a truck. An old-timey truck. I think that will be perfect. And... it's not in here. Land. There it is. Good old truck. Now we need to block off this area right here. Or, actually, we need to kind of branch this outward. So that way they have a front yard that the cattle, if he has it, is not going to get in here. Alright. And... see, we're starting to get a little elevated here, so we need to bring this back. Okay. Then we'll move towards the backyard. Alright. See, we're still going a little high on the fence. We need to drop that. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're not doing anything perfect here. I'm thinking, I actually have a little idea. I have a little idea. Let's kind of branch out. Might need to reset the tilt on these. Okay. Now we might have some flickering there. We're just going to make some minor movements there. That way we can prevent any flickering. Okay, I had a little idea. Let me type in tube. And we'll do... now that I look at it, it's a little too large. You know what? We'll just put it right there. Just right there. And I'm going to go ahead and scroll down. What do we want to do? Metal. Let's do blue. We'll do blue detailed. Dark detail. Now I don't think you can see lake, but you can't make it round. Yeah, you can't make it round, so we're just gonna have to get rid of that. I'm gonna type in cylinder, and we're gonna choose the correct size that we need. So it would be that one. Lower it down, and I'm gonna select the generic shape that has the texture I want, then select the blank one, and then just go up and down. Alright, this is the pool for the grandkids. And they need a way to get in there. If they're tall enough, then they would probably just jump over the wall. It's probably something that I would probably do. Oh yeah, I don't think they have a... I don't think they have like a regular step ladder. Step. Let's just type in step. I feel like I've seen one before. And I can't find it. Okay, stairs. We need like really small stairs here. That would not match at all. Or like a deck. Deck wouldn't be too bad. But that's like way too large, and that's really in the way. And it looks as old as everything else. You know what? We'll just run with it. Kids will just jump right over that. Okay. There we go. Maybe a grill. Let's give them a grill. Oh, I'll probably have to type in barbecue. Oh. Probably have to spell it. There we go. Alright, and some plastic chairs. Oh, those are stacked. Chair. There we go. And I'm thinking a nice tree in the front yard. I would like to get a nice tall one that looks kind of jungly. I would like one that really branches out wide, but I don't think we're gonna get that. This is pretty close to what I'm thinking about. Do they have a tire swing? Look at that, they do. Alright. I don't think this tree's high enough though. Boy, that's actually pretty high there. Let's bring it down just a little bit. Okay. Definitely don't want anybody going crazy on that tire swing because it might break that branch. Okay. Supplies. Let's type in supplies and see what we get. Actually, let's type in farm. Yeah, we'll give them a crate. There we go. Have a silo. Kind of like that. I think that's okay. Alright, let's type in hay again. We have some hay stacks. We have some that have small debris parts that we can use. Okay. There we go. Let's type in scrap. See what we have here for scrap. Whoops. It's kind of merged there. Let's move it back. Okay, tractor again. Alright, let's go ahead and add a tractor tire. A couple of those. We need some more, like, parts lying around here. Whoa. Okay. Let's type in part. Let's see what we can get with part. If there's any broken parts that we can use. Debris. Let's type in debris. Some wood. Let's put that there. And then that looks to be really about it. Alright, so we have a fireplace here, and leads to nowhere. Okay, let's go ahead and give him some firewood anyways. Logs. There we go. Got a big stack there. Let's type in pump. Let's see what we can get for a pump. Alright. Yeah, let's put a little pump by the pool. Yeah, let's give it this one. You'd be spinning around in a whirlpool then. Alright, and then let's see, what else can we... Irrigation pump? Yeah. Let me type that in, irrigation. Oh, you know what we need? We need sidewalk. I'm gonna type in walk. They have this texture walk that you can use. I'm thinking we'll cut in right here. Okay. I should have a smaller one. There we go. I'm gonna type in pebble. Any singular pebbles? No. Camp. Stone. It's gonna be one of these. It's not really pretty. And we'll type in flowers. Just gonna place that there for right now. Put 2 on that side. And plant. We'll just type in plant. Okay, pot. What's pot? There it is. Okay, blue, green. Then we'll take this. We'll bring it over. Alright, we need a little bench in here. What's a nice little bench? Let's type in table and see what we can get for outside tables. Let's see, something that's going to be outside. No, there we go. That'll work. You know what? Let's put that over here with some chairs, some more plastic chairs. Ooh, they need a rocking chair. That's what we need. Right here. Then plastic chairs. There we go. Let's type in cards. Maybe they're playing cards. Give them a little deck there. Alright, and guitar? Maybe he plays guitar. Oh, sorry, I just hit the mic. Alright. I want to have something right there, like a chain-linked fence. Put the gate there, and then Let's see, is there a short, small fence? Lower it down. Okay, clothes. Maybe she's washing his clothes. And she hangs them up near the sprinkler, which is not a good idea. Clothesline, here we go. Okay, now we need some grass. I feel like we need some grass. Let's see, what does alpine look like? Okay, we will roll with it. Probably cover a majority of the landscape with this one. I don't want to get rid of those trees right there. Okay. Clear out that little walkway there. And then we'll do one more high mountain grass. Oh, some overgrown areas. I gotta remove that fence there. I'd like to get one right on the fence, but I guess I really can't. I'm gonna smooth this out. Let's take a look at this creek here really quick. Okay. Let's go ahead and change the, oh, I gotta unfreeze it actually. Unfreeze all objects, select, and then we'll do, let's see, streams. Calm. It's not really pretty. Blue. We might just stick with blue. Blue dark. Okay, that's okay. Let's get some rocks around here. I'm gonna type in alpine. And I'm just gonna place down random rocks just anywhere. I'm going to turn them different areas or different angles or rotations. Let's go ahead and freeze the lake because we're going to be selecting this entire area right here. And I'm just going to lower it down. So we have a couple little rock areas. The player is not really going to go down in the water, if this was going to be a playable map, that is. We'll just have some little rocks poking out. Let me go ahead and take the texture tool, get rid of all this excess dirt. Don't really want to have all that. And then I'm going to take the, actually let me create a little bumps and hills right in here. This is the exit. Oops. It's pretty close to the edge of the map, but it's alright. Okay, fill all this up. Get higher trees back there. Okay. Let's go ahead and fill this side up. We're about to run out of time, or we might have already ran out of time. All right. Couple of yellow trees here and there. Let's get some trees close to this little river here. We'll fill this up. Whoops. Like that tall tree being there, so. Okay. So you have like this opening right here. And depending on the atmosphere of the map, there's actually one thing you could do. If you ever come to this type of situation, you type in board. And you could put like a big wooden gate there, some fog, but you could add this. Now it doesn't really blend in very well, but like I said, depending on what you're doing, you know, you can use effects to really mask the difference. I should have had this bridge up closer or moved the farm back further away, but like I said, we're not gonna go serious with this map. Alright, so close to the water, we'll add some higher vegetation, the grass. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to plop down some random high grass just anywhere. Just anywhere. Okay. Probably have more up there. Now we could add maybe some rocks. We can go to Alpine really quick. Well, you know what? Let's do that. Add a little tree or a little log. Actually, it doesn't really show up. There we go. Yeah, whatever. We'll leave it. And you can't really rotate this. We're gonna fill this little center area with some vegetation. There we go. I'm not gonna worry about that road there. So we have this hill here. Let's add our grass. I don't really want to get rid of any trees. Okay. So we got ourselves a little farm there. It's not too bad. I could definitely add some more supplies to the farm. Sometimes you can just add random stuff on the map if you happen to come upon it when you're going through the different objects. Okay, maybe they got a generator. Just a little random pipe there that he might have just left behind. A valve. Doesn't have to be perfect. Bucket. Let's see, maybe right there. We just got an old. Oh wait. Yeah, we'll put that there. Okay, let's get some rocks up there. Just some random rocks. Okay, now we'll just grab them, sink them down, and then there we go. Let's kind of get these a little bit closer together there. Just add a little bit of something to this terrain. And of course, you can always tilt the rock if you'd like. Yeah, I think let's choose a sky. Blueberry field? Okay. Clouds, big sky. Perfect. Some light wind, maybe? Let's take a look at fog. What can we do here? Ooh. I like those mounts to seem like they're kind of far away. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it's not much. Not a whole lot of detail like I was hoping to really get into. Oh yeah, I gotta remove this fence. Completely forgot about doing that. There we go. And then just flip it on around. Oh, there's no post. There we go. Fix that problem. Yeah, I could have definitely added a lot more detail to it, but time has gotten away from us here. We'll just browse through these menus really quick and see what we can find. Rustic. Let's put it down. Spike wood. Furniture. What do we got here for furniture? Hitching post. Random bowl. See, he needs a storage shed. Alright, let's go back up to well, maybe he has a wood chipper. Let's back it there. Stables. Yeah, we could actually apply that there. It sinks into the ground, but not a big deal. Storage, barrels. We can give him a pallet. Random pallet, just set it there. Supplies. Soil bag. See, I'm just kind of adding random stuff. Let's type in stack. We can get different things here. Sand, pallets. You know what we need? We need an old truck. Ooh, some barbed wire. There we go. We need an old truck somewhere. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. I should have put this down first. Sheet. Oh, we could actually type in rust. Get some rusty objects. Random pipe. This is just a messy farmer here. Maybe he had a muscle car when he was really young. Maybe he's got like an old little junkyard around here with his old truck. Chain. Electric. Okay, I think we're kind of coming to an end here. Oh yeah, we need his truck. Whoa. We'll do damaged. Metal. Okay, I think that's pretty much all we are doing. We could have probably added maybe some mud here or there, but I think we've got something established here, and seems like it's a nice little peaceful place. But I think that's pretty much going to be it for this one. If you've watched the whole video, I hope you enjoyed it, and you know, maybe this opens up some new ideas for you. Maybe I think you could make this maybe a zombie standoff type of map. You have to stand off in the field there, and zombies approach the farm. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for this video. You guys take care now. See ya.